Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. Let's talk about Sunny and Carly. Because I feel like they were the biggest waste of time in this whole episode. And Sunny is one of my favorite characters. So the fact that for an hour and something, there was just pretty much no point of him being in this episode, it vexed me to say the least. The whole thing with Sunny and Carly was that they were talking about Alzheimer's and if he can get tested for it because he felt like he might have had it. And Carly, for the whole hour, pretty much tells him how much of a waste of time it is. Because even if he finds out, there's nothing he can really do about it. So, yeah. The only thing that really did happen was towards the end. Because Brando was sitting there talking to Cyrus. And Cyrus pretty much wants to recruit him. And Brando said yes. So he went to Sunny's house to sit there and tell Sunny and Carly that he's been recruited by Cyrus. So, yeah. Jackie and Peter talked because Peter wanted Jackie to work for him. And, at first Jackie was sitting there playing hardball. And, here's the thing about Peter. Peter don't got time for that. Peter's like, listen, at the end of the day, you have a reputation, I have a reputation. I'm taking a leap of faith on you. A leap of faith on you. So, I want you to do the same to me, for me. Otherwise, you can go somewhere else. And, Jackie was like, fine, and they decided to work together. Maxie... So Maxie pretty much gave Spinelli an ultimatum. Because apparently with Maxie, if you don't like Peter, you don't want to have anything to do with Peter, then Maxie has a problem. I feel like Maxie and Anna are on that same line of, if you don't like Peter, then you have a problem. Like everyone is supposed to magically just like Peter just because they say so. I know that's not the case, but that's really always the feeling that I get every time that they talk about Peter with someone. They get hyper defensive, and it's you either like them or you either like him or it's you're done. I don't want to talk to you. You mean nothing, and you're not allowed to not like Peter. But anyway, she gives Spinelli an ultimatum, and then Spinelli sits there and thinks about it with Robert. And Robert's like, listen, just lie to her, because I'm going to find out dirt on Peter, and when I do, Max is going to need a friend. So Spinelli decided to put his differences aside and make up with Maxie and, support Peter, and they were happy. I don't know. I think there's a couple of things that bother me. First of all, ultimatums never really work. Well, that's not true. They never really work for me. Never really been an ultimatum kind of person. So the minute she was like, I'm giving you an ultimatum, it's either, I would be like, nope, bye, bye, bye. Clearly, ultimatums is not really something that I like. So even just hearing that, I was like, Spinelli, good luck, because you're a better person than I am. Also, I don't know. I think it brought me, like when Maxie was acting like that, it brought me back to the old Maxie when she was with Levi. And I remember a specific episode where Levi called the judge to tell the judge about Nathan lying. And when it got back home, she was upset, and Nathan was like, well, the only people that know about this is Diane me and Levi. Diane's not going to say anything. I'm not going to get in trouble. So it only leaves Levi. And instead of her just taking the obvious answer, she was just like, I'm going to bed. I'm angry. What the hell is wrong with you? And I feel like that, a little bit of that is coming back in this whole thing. You know, like her attitude and everything like that, just her super defending Peter. And granted, Peter is a much better person than Levi ever was, but I feel like just that her being naive is just coming back. By the way, for people that don't know Levi, he was the original, the first Michael, the kid Michael. What else happened? Dante reconnects with Olivia, and you know, she's just happy that he's back, and that's pretty much about it. You know, she's happy that he's back. He was not there saying that the only reason why he came back was because he heard her voice, and you know, talking about Lulu and, you know, how things aren't like they used to be. That's pretty much about it. I feel like that Nosy, that, you know, being in Lulu's business is gonna start to come right back into play again, where, you know, she's gonna be like, I mean, granted, you can't, I mean, I can't be too upset with her for advocating for her son. I can't, but she also needs to mind the damn business, you know? When she was getting all upset with Dustin and stuff like that, I was like, sweetheart, it's her life. And your son chose to leave her. Mind your damn business. And I feel like that nosy, annoying side of Olivia is going to come right back in the swing. What else? Oh. So, Brooklyn, once again, makes gnats out of herself. I swear, I feel like with this woman, it's like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. So, she gets all up in Valentine's face, talking about this is all your fault, blah, 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 and I shouldn't have trusted you, and this, that, and the third. And Valentine just pointed out the obvious. Listen, your life is trash because of you. You know, he was like, listen, if you would have told me, I would have sat there and told Lucy, and this whole thing wouldn't have happened. This is on you. And the look on Brooklyn's face was just priceless. I think that might have been my favorite thing that happened. Because as Valentine was sitting there telling her this, you saw the look on her face, that look of, shit, he's actually right. I don't want to say it, but this dude's actually right. That look, that crack in her armor that she likes to sit there and try to act like she's so tough about. And then she talks to Chase, and Chase gave her some tough love. By tough love, I mean he kicked her out. Which I'm also just like, dude, seriously? She literally just lost her job. And now it's the time to kick her out. And to give her tough love. When she has no job. I get it. She does still have money. It's not like she can't find a place to live. But still, dude, really? Anyway, he gives... I'll have to tell you the truth, he gives her the hopes and dreams speech, I like to sit there and say. And, I guess it worked because she saw a smile, so... Go Chase. Also, what else? Last thing of this episode. So, not Valentine. Anna was talking to Valentine after talking to Finn about trying to find another way to see if Alex is Peter's mother, or if she is. And Finn was like, you know what, listen, we can do all this genetic testing, we can do all this work, or you can just sit there and just tell your damn son. Of course he tries to bring up the whole, why don't you sit there and try to pass things up? Like, no, stop. Like, let's talk about you, okay? Your problem and his problem is 2 totally different problems. 1 second. Is 2 totally different problems. But, you know, Anna said that, you know, listen, we may not be able to get Alex, but we can get Faison some sort of way. Because he's not going, like, he may be dead, but he's not going to something like that. And then Valentine comes in, and I don't remember what the hell Valentine's point was being there for. I think that he came there, and he was sitting there talking to Anna about Alex, and he was like, listen, if you don't do something, I will. And they go back and forth, and then Finn comes down, and he's like, what's going on? And, you know, Valentine learns that Finn is in on everything that's going on between Anna and Valentine as far as trying to deal with Alex. And, not gonna lie, I don't really remember what happened with that whole thing. I don't think it was really that important. I think that the thing was that she's coming back to town at some point in time. That's what Valentine said, I think, before he left, that she's coming back in town. You need to do something. You need to kill her, or I need to kill her, but we need to end this. And yeah, that was pretty much the gist of the conversation. Yeah, I think that's actually about it. Let me just pause it for a second. Yeah, that's actually it. And I said this in my other review, but I'm gonna say it here. I'm not gonna really sit there and try to harp on it too much. But I was sitting there thinking, you know, and I said this in my other review, about Days in General Hospital. And, how General Hospital needs to take some notes from Days. He has so many different characters. He has so many different characters in this episode. And I felt like Sonny and Carly really wasn't needed. I don't think that Cyrus and Brando was really needed. I feel like they put a lot of characters in episodes sometimes, and it's just a lot going on. And sometimes it's like it's easier to follow with Days. You know, I was sitting there saying that it's easier to do the reviews with Days than it is GH sometimes, because GH would just have an abundance amount of characters there, but, like, are all of them really necessary to be on that particular day? You know, with Days, you know, I was sitting there talking about Brady and Kristen, and Allie and Trip. In this one, we're talking about Sonny and Carly. We got Brando and Cyrus. We got Maxie and Robert and Peter and Jackie and Valentine and Finn. And I feel like I'm missing a name at this point, but I'm like, Jesus Christ, they really need to put all those characters in this episode? Like, really? They all need to be there? I mean, it's incredible. Like, it's so weird, because I was sitting there also, and you can stop watching at this point. I'm going to make this rant kind of short, but I was sitting there saying in my last review that, you know, I used to sit there and watch 3 soap operas: One Life to Live, General Hospital, and Port Charles. And, I think I was sitting there talking about maybe trying to, at one point, going back to watching Bold and the Beautiful. But it's really interesting watching these different soap operas and the way they're structured. And I don't want to sit there and say General Hospital is kind of a mess sometimes, but I feel like they just throw in a lot of characters for some unknown reason, and I'm like, this isn't necessary. You know, GH is my heart when it comes to soap operas compared to Days, but I feel like Days could just be structured a little more better than GH sometimes. And I've never noticed that when I used to do my reviews on just GH. I've never noticed how just easier it is to review Days. And I'm like, wow. Anyway, with that being said, this review is only 14 minutes long because I was ranting about the comparison in the 2 soap operas. But, oh, also, just a quick little side note for people. The guy who plays Michael, Chad Duell, and Sally, the person who plays Sally on Bold and the Beautiful, are together. I didn't know that. That's interesting. I remember at one point it was Chad Duell and the person that played Star Manning, and I don't even know what to say about that. But I'm not going to get into that now. Anyway, with that being said, thank you for watching. I know this came out super late. Really appreciate people who are still watching it. And be safe. I'll catch you in the next review.